Hey, it's Richard Marx calling.
Richard Marx, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm excellent. It's great to have you on today.
Thank you, my pleasure.
Well, we'll get started here and ask you about your new studio album. Is it kind of a departure from your early stuff, or what can we expect from it?
Well, it's definitely a departure in that I never want to make the same record twice. So I stumbled into these couple of songs that just felt like the beginnings of a new album because they fit together musically and lyrically in that they're really songs about seduction and that really amazing time when two people are just starting to get to know each other and they're doing that dance around each other. And I've certainly written many songs over the years about relationships that, you know, hopefully will last forever or to eternity, but I decided I wanted to make an album of songs that really were more about, you know, what are you doing for the next few hours?
Yeah, and I know it's been quite a few years since you've had an album, I guess, of all original stuff. What made you decide to come back and put this one out now after all these years?
Well, I mean, the only reason I didn't do more recording on my own in the last few years was because I was busy making music with other people. So I was, you know, writing songs with Keith Urban and Daughtry and working with Barbra Streisand and any number of a bunch of other artists, and I didn't feel, you know, compelled to like jump in and make a new album. I was doing shows here and there, but mostly I was just collaborating with other people and making a ton of music. And then I don't know, I just got the itch to go back in the studio, and I had the idea to make a concept kind of record, and from that point on, it was pretty effortless.
Yeah, and you mentioned working with other artists, and I guess I would call it your first big break came when you started working with Lionel Richie back in the day. Can you tell us a little bit about that experience?
Well, I was a junior in high school, and I had only written a handful of songs, and Lionel heard my it was a cassette tape, that's how long ago it was, and he liked my songs, and he liked my voice, and he was just gracious enough. This is when he was just leaving the Commodores and starting his solo career, and was, you know, next to Michael Jackson, he was as big as you get in the music business, and he took the time to call this kid in Chicago he didn't even know. I mean, I couldn't believe what kind of class he had. And just generosity. And he was just really called me up and just, you know, I hear a lot of people's tapes, and I think you're really good. You should really, you know, pursue a career. And about a year later, after I graduated from high school, I went out to L.A. and he said, you know, look me up. And by that time, he was making his solo record, so he hired me as a background singer, and I ended up singing on a bunch of his hits and learning so much from him. And he introduced me to Kenny Rogers, who then cut some of my songs, and it really, really helped launch my overall career. So I'm indebted to Lionel forever. He's just an amazing guy.
Well, and obviously he knew what he was talking about. Your first 7 singles, all top 5 hits on the Billboard charts. That's ridiculous.
Well, it's good ridiculous. Yeah, I'm very grateful. I mean, you know, I was always aware of you know, the fact that it could stop at any minute, and it just didn't seem to stop. You know, for quite a long time. I had a really good run, and you know, it's all kind of a blur, especially when you're, you know, I was 23 or something like that when that first record came out. But, you know, to this day, I'm really for those songs, and I'm grateful for the ones that are still coming now.
Yeah, and around that time, you seemed like you were on the road just nonstop. Was that a crazy time for you, or, you know, what are some of your memories of being on the road during that time?
Not a ton, and not because I was, you know, not because of drugs. It was just, it was a pretty relentless schedule. I was young, and I was healthy, and my voice was almost Teflon, so that the people that, you know, the agents and the managers at the time, they were like, wait a minute, we're practically killing this kid, and he's not dying. So they just kept booking me, and it was just a crazy, especially those first 3 or 4 years. I think I toured, the first 3 years I took 30 months out of 3 years, and it just, you know, we went around the world, and it was exciting. But it was a show almost every night in a different town, and sometimes a different country, and it just goes by in a blur. You know, you can imagine. It's not that I don't have memories of it. It's just that they're a little foggy because there was a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, understandable for sure. And I got to ask you, you know, watching a lot of your old music videos are kind of like time capsules of that era. I've been kind of keeping track back and forth some of the stuff you've had on Twitter about your hair. Can you give us your thoughts on that?
Well, I'm grateful to still have all of it. You know, it was the 80s were, you know, a particular kind of fashion time, and I certainly didn't invent and it was, it was sort of a mullet, but I mean, technically a mullet is like really short on the front and long in the back. My hair was, I just had this big lion's mane of hair, and like most people, especially when you're young, in your 20s, you get a sense of how you think you look best, and I just rocked this massive, hairdo that a lot of other people emulated, and, I look back at it now and I laugh, but again, most of the men that teased me the most about my hair didn't have much.
Yeah, I guess maybe that was envy or something then. I know you mentioned writing a lot of songs for other people and a lot of hit songs for other artists. Do you feel like your solo career is kind of like a second career to your songwriting, or is it the other way around?
No, my songwriting has served both my careers. I'm a songwriter first and foremost. I mean, the fact that I sing and I've been blessed with, having a lot of hits as a singer, I still don't really think of myself first and foremost as a singer. I think of myself as a songwriter who sings instead of a singer who writes songs. And that has served me in not just one but two careers. I don't know what kind of trajectory my career would have taken if I hadn't been a songwriter, or certainly been a songwriter for other people. I don't really know of any other. I mean, there are a few artists that have had successful singing careers that have had a song here or there, recorded by other artists. But it's just something that I started out as a songwriter for other people, and I don't really know of another artist that has balanced the two careers quite the same way, and it's just served me really well. So the periods when I was sort of exhausted from touring and I didn't really feel like I had much to say artistically, and I needed a break, I filled those times with, songwriting and producing of other artists, so I was never not working.
So with that being said, was there ever a time when you, wrote a song for another artist and it became a big hit and you kind of looked back and wished, man, I wish I'd have kept that one for myself?
No. If I write a song for somebody else, that's the whole intention. And if I'm writing a song with somebody else, that's even more the intention. My job is in that moment to facilitate what they want to say and help them accomplish what they want. And I've never, I've been lucky enough to write some big hits for other people, and I'm just grateful that it worked out, that it was a big hit for them. And I love the records that I've written for other people. And no, I've never given away a song that was deeply personal to me. I kind of know as I'm writing songs whether there's something that I should be giving to somebody else or pitching to somebody else, or something I should be saving and singing myself.
Sure. Well, again, the new album, Beautiful Goodbye, is out now, and I know you're on tour, and you've got a show coming up October 23rd at the Mill City Nights. That's here in Minneapolis. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So do you have a lot of memories of touring around Minnesota, or have you been through this way quite a bit in the past? I've
played in or near the Twin Cities more times than I can count, and I've had a blast there. I'm from Chicago, so there's a little bit of that Midwest kind of camaraderie, and I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of trouble we can get into this time. Excellent. Well, again, Richard, it's been great having you on, and I know you are a busy guy, so do you have something else coming up once this tour wraps up? Any upcoming projects? Yeah, I've got a couple of things that I've just started to work on. They're kind of too embryonic to really talk about, except that they're unlike any project I've ever done. They are collaborations with people that are unexpected, but they're not sort of typical album projects. They're very special, unique projects, and both of them hopefully will be completed and out in the marketplace sometime in next year. So yeah, I've always got my hands in something. Excellent. Again, Richard, it's been great having you on today. Your new album, Beautiful Goodbye, out now, and you're going to be playing at Mill City Nights October 23rd. Looking forward to it. Thanks, man. Take care. All right, you too. Bye-bye.